This is the most dangerous electric car. And in 2001, this was the fastest bike on the street. The Suzuki Hayabusa. Our plan is to take this motorcycle engine and put it in this little tiny vehicle. And I think it's gonna be, honestly, very scary.
This is going to be so much more terrifying than anything else you've built.
I'm really glad there's only one seat in there because I will not be riding with this man in that vehicle.
You will not believe. Seconds for it to open. Oh. We'll fit in the back. That is hilarious. It doesn't look comfortable, but I gotta try now.
No way.
Well, it's pretty close. I feel like with a lot of effort, you could probably do it too. That's not a lot of space for a Hayabusa engine, is what I think.
How confident are you with these mounting points?
I'm not very confident at all, actually. I don't
look sketchy to me.
The car made all kinds of creaky sounds when we put it on the lift.
I know it would be horrible.
Oh!
Yeah, that sounded crunchier than the devil.
Hopefully we don't break this car.
But it seems sturdy, so we're gonna start pulling it to pieces and see where we can fit this engine.
It's like we're dissecting an alien, like...
I know.
It's kind of hilarious. This whole car's held together with Phillip heads.
That's atrocious. That makes me very upset.
Yeah. I like how there's like weird poster board material all over this.
Yeah, some sort of weird composite. You can see the aluminum fins in it. Okay, what actually is this stuff? I mean, it might have Kevlar in it, but look, it's got a honeycomb of aluminum inside of it. But it's also composite? I don't know.
After we removed the rear panels, we realized that you would have to remove these panels just to replace the coolant in this car.
Man, some of the specs in the automotive industry are so ridiculous. Oh man, my coolant expired. No, it didn't! It's glycol and water! It's not going to expire! It's not even going through an engine!
That is an awkwardly shaped. Oh, what? No way.
That is a weird battery pack.
It is one wheel length.
Wait, lay your head down. Will's a great unit of measure. Hang on. It's one wheel long, and let's see here. It's okay. Got a good gauge. It's one wheel long, and it's about. Honestly, I'd say it's like 1.2 wheels of weight. It's 164 pounds. I told you it was 1.2 wheels. I knew it. Will, how much do you weigh?
I weigh 150 pounds.
Let's do the math, see how close my guess was. 1.1. It is 1.1 wheels. So, you know, for a random guess, that's pretty close.
We could not remove the drive unit out of this car to save our lives. But
after much struggle,
Ethan came over here and we just manhandled this thing out of the solo machine. And what would you say this weighs? A lot.
I would say that weighs probably like a wheel and a half.
A wheel and a half? Okay.
We can find out if you want.
I'll believe you on that one.
But the sad thing is, it's only rated for 20 kilowatts peak power and 140 newton meters, which I did the math, is about 100 foot-pounds of torque. For a motor that weighs 1.5 wheels, that's not a lot of power.
Well, thanks for helping me get that out. That was a
no
job
worries.
and a half. I feel like there's more space than I was expecting.
That's actually, I agree. I was kind of concerned, but now that I see the space, that's room for a Hayabusa.
Yeah.
now with the drive unit out of the way, all we had to do was remove the wiring to make a new home for our Hayabusa engine.
You sad to see this bike get taken apart? Yeah, but I'm also excited to take it apart and put the engine in that. I mean, anyone can have a Busa. No one really can have a Hayabusa swapped solo car.
Sadly, now it's time to strip down this Hayabusa and take its heart.
This looks like your average Craigslist buy now. There's like handwriting on this little piece of tape. I mean, it says that's like someone's
Something
name.
Anderson.
Mr. Anderson, you have very nice handwriting.
If someone's putting a sticker on the airbox to tell you when they last changed the air and oil filter, they're taking good care of the bike.
got the Hayabusa engine out. It's hard to be gentle with something if it's not coming out. Might have to start using my full force. There we go. It's out. Now, the Hayabusa is truly just a shell. I was thinking I actually am just gonna use it as like a parts holder. I'm gonna put like the tank and just loosely bolt everything onto it so it's not on the floor and I don't have this giant pile because it's starting to get a little too big for my liking.
Now it doesn't even look like you touched it.
I know. And it's a great way to organize parts.
This car was stolen and sold to an auction before we took ownership of it, so its history is questionable. And as we started digging into the interior, we found a hidden gem.
Oh, shoot!
Oh, look at that, dude.
Shoot!
Wow, who stole this car, man?
United States veteran ring. Wow, I feel like I need to just wear this forever now.
The second we held the engine near the car, we realized that we need to cut a lot more room in here to fit the airbox.
I feel like I'm cutting an alien material, so I'm fully suited up. I have no idea what this stuff is, or if it's toxic, or what it's gonna sound like. I'm just gonna cut this area out so I can actually slide the engine in, and then later we'll make a metal pan to make it stronger than it is right now. And that will fit 100%. Yeah, I like that.
Now that we know where the engine is going to sit, it's time to cut out our first mounting plates.
Yeah, so I just made these little plates super simple, right there and right there. And then I'm just gonna take a bar like this and notch, or make a little angle and weld it to those two plates. And you'll have a whole frame that bolts the engine, holds it in, and is removable for service.
Now you just gotta repeat that on the other side.
Yep.
Yeah, I like your idea there.
And then we'll just make mounts that come off there, bolt to that. I think it's pretty good. It's not every day I get a perfect bend on my first try. Usually go through quite a supply of metal. Nice.
Hey, nice work, dude.
Yeah, that will just kind of go like that, and then we'll have mounts that go. So I designed these mounts. They're a little bit log style, but I want them to be able to flip and use them on the other side, like that. And I made these holes a little oblong so that I can get the position correct on the screw.
Now that we have a plate that will work on both sides, it's time to bend up the 1.5-inch tubing.
So I've got this bar, and I made some notches right here so that you can still get to the screws and everything. And my plan is to get this straight on here, and then I'm gonna unbolt it and weld it up, make it strong.
Now we need to connect the upper and lower pieces to make this subframe all in one and still removable.
Do a bent bar here that goes up to there, and then the same bar on that side.
Wow, those bars came out nice, dude.
Yeah, I'm really stoked how this turned out. I think that's probably the prettiest thing I've ever made.
Yeah, it looks good.
Yeah, it doesn't have just straight lines. It's like actually a thing. Yeah, bends, angles, and plates. I'm moving up in the world.
AMRB's what we got.
I made these engine mounts, like a washer or some kind of metal on a tube, drilled a hole in it, And then you just take this bolt, put it through, bolt it to the engine, and then I'm gonna take this tube and weld it wherever I need to weld it onto this cage so that I don't have to make like weird mounts or anything that are weak. It's time to see how much these little brackets moved when I welded them. Yeah, looks like it will work. So I'm gonna bolt this thing on and then start designing the mounts that go to here and the mounts that go to here. Just weld that there, then make one here, and we'll have our bottom mounts. So it turns out that the mounts I made for the lower part of the engine also work flawlessly for the top part of the engine, which is great. Not very high usually in my builds. That is not ever the situation, but yeah, those work great and they're supportive, they look cool, and they have hexagons on them. Kind of checks all the boxes.
Dude, this thing honestly looks pretty cool.
Yeah, it's built to a Will Premium Plus standard. Most things are built to like a craft level standard. I am going to be cutting some structure on this vehicle, which is kind of nerve-wracking, but it has to be done because these throttle bodies bump into this metal piece right here. So I'm just gonna drill a hole right there. For $6 grand, you could just put something this size in between your legs and go 200 miles an hour on the public road. That's America, that's freedom. That's what I'm talking about right there.
It is very heavy.
I think it's actually the only structural piece on the whole car that we just removed and are now cutting.
Bloink.
Bloink.
Jeez, this is thick.
Yeah, it really is.
Oh, it's double thick. That's why it was getting you, man.
Yeah, it's like stacked. Now, actually, that we have it out, I'll just widen this whole hole.
Yeah, and you could use the jigsaw on that now
Yeah.
that the carpet's
And
removed.
it's better that we have more space over here. So I'm gonna put the frame I just made back in here, bolt the engine up, then we can go from there.
No, that's a hard shot to make.
I know,
I'll
man.
do like 20 push-ups, you do 100.
No, that's not okay. I'll do 25 and you can do 20.
Alright, how many do you have, Ed?
I'll do 20.
You'll do 20?
Yeah.
Alright. Another 1,000 for Edwin?
No, no.
That was remarkably
That was
close, you
close.
have to say.
There's no participation trophies at Grind Hard.
20 push-ups it is.
And there you have it, a Hayabusa engine mounted into the back of a solo car. We're waiting on some parts so we can shift from the steering wheel, and then we're gonna build the swing arm and get this thing ripping, so stay tuned. We're learning more about the guy who stole this car every day. Pet clothing from Ross.
Maybe it was for his normal fish.
Yeah.